Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's sunny but chilly again. I don't know if it's still, that's because it's still early.
I was thinking before, what would you say was your proudest moment?
My proudest moment? I think I've got three. Can I have three? Can I have my top three? I don't know what order they come in. But one of them I've talked about before is the 30th anniversary of Les Mis.
Yeah.
At the end of One Day More, when I was stood like centre stage. I don't know how I managed to get centre stage, but I managed to end up centre stage with Cole Wilkinson. He held my hand and whispered in my ear as the confetti cannons went off. I was excellent. I was like, that's a moment I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. That's ridiculous. Another one is when I went to see my book being printed, my first ever book, all I know now, being printed. That was really cool. And like seeing all of the copies come around on a conveyor belt. That was like ridiculous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. It's like seeing a book being printed is really impressive anyway. Because it's like mad how they do it. And there's like machines for everything, like machines that you wouldn't even expect there to be machines for. Like any book that has a dust jacket on it, there's a machine that puts the dust jacket on. It's just crazy. I love it. It's great. But that was like a really proud moment, seeing my book printed and just sat there, like loads of them coming around the conveyor belt. And the other one was after the press night of Heathers at the Haymarket. Lin-Manuel Miranda said I was brilliant. And that was really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's really cool as
He's
well,
really
isn't he?
cool, yeah. I'm one of those people that just never asks for photos. So I never have like, the only proof that I have that I was there with Cole Wilkinson is the fact that he's on the recording that there is of the 30th anniversary. Like, I don't ask for a picture with him.
Yeah.
Or Patti LuPone. Or France. And in fact, tell a lie, I do have a picture of me and Francis Ruffelle. But I don't think I've got pictures with Patti LuPone or Colm, Sea-Dog.
Best mate.
Or Lin-Manuel Miranda. I can never say his name. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've got a picture with Alfie Boe. Not like just a normal one. Or Matt.
Yeah.
Or Michael.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any pictures of us. I just don't like asking. Or I don't like ruining the moment that's happening and existing by trying to capture it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if it's like an organic moment, then it's fine. But
Yeah, I think that too. I think there's a time and place for pictures.
yeah.
And also, I always find, or have found, if you're in a situation with a person that you look up to or admire, but then you're chatting like mates or friends,
Yeah.
it's then if you're like talking about like, you know, your partner and you go, oh my god, my partner does that, oh yeah, and having a nice organic natural conversation
As just two people.
And you're like, in your head you're thinking, oh my god, we're getting on, like we have a lot in common. It then is ruined, I would imagine, by going, can I have a picture?
Yeah, because they're not, because like you're like this, and then as soon as you ask for a picture, it's suddenly like they're on a pedestal again.
Yeah.
And you're looking up to them again.
I've been in positions like that before with people. I'm like, oh my god, like people I look up to. And in my head I'm like, Ollie, don't ask for a picture, because if you ask for a picture, you'll never be best friends. Because you'll never be best friends, because then you're like, oh, do you remember that time you had that picture with me?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah.
I remember not going to Stage Door. I went to see 3 Days of Rain, which was a play that my school took us to go and see. And it was really good. Like, it's one of those plays that was so random, but it really stuck in my mind. I think it was at the Apollo years ago, and it was James McAvoy. And I am such a big James McAvoy fan. I think he's amazing. Ever since he was Mr. Tumnus in Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, big fan. And him in Becoming Jane as well. If anyone's seen Becoming Jane, that's one of my favourite films. James McAvoy and Anne Hathaway. Brilliant.
Great.
So good. It was one of those times where a school trip kind of coincides with the end of the school day. And my mum also bought a ticket to come and see the show because, like, she wasn't like chaperoning the school or anything. She just wanted to come and see the show that we were seeing on the same day. So I was sat in the stalls with my school and my mum sat up in the dress circle, just managed to get a ticket on the day. And at the end of the show, I had to ask my teacher, like, oh, can I go home with my mum? Like, is it close enough to the end of the school day that I don't have to come back to the school with you to be picked up there when my mum's already here? And they were like, yeah, that's fine, but we're all going to Stage Door to try and meet James McAvoy. Do you want to come? And I was like, no, because I want to work with him one day. And I think I'd be really embarrassed if I ended up in a show or working with James McAvoy in some capacity, and I've got a picture of us from me as a 12-year-old, like, next to him at Stage Door. I just couldn't. I just couldn't deal with that embarrassment.
Yeah.
One of my favourite stories is, I don't think she'll mind, but Emma Kingston, we were in Les Mis together. She was on a flight with Michael Ball, and her dad asked if she could come over and like sit with him for a sec to have a chat. And they, like Michael was like, yeah, of course, absolutely. So they ended up having a chat, but then obviously ended up in the same industry like years later.
There's one in Wicked. My mate was in it for years and years and years, and then my mate, I was working with that person, that's why we became friends, and then someone joined our cast, and my mate was like, oh my god, I can't believe this person's in the cast. In a nice way, not in like a, oh my god, but just like a, oh my god, what is this world?
Yeah.
What are the chances? So I said, why? And he said, well, that person over there who's just joined the cast used to be a massive Wicked fan when he was in Wicked. The person used to sing Defying Gravity at stage door, full belt.
That's amazing.
And they'd be like, Carrie, come out please, Carrie. And my mate used to look out the window and go, oh my god, the person's there again, the crazy Wicked fan. And then years later, that person obviously went to drama school, did their own thing, and became a professional actor. And then that person walked in on the cast change, and he was like, oh my god, I can't believe that.
I love that though, because that's like the determination of that person. Like, they've got so much passion and so much love for an industry that they actually went out and like got what they wanted.
And you know what as well? That person has been in Wicked. Yeah.
I love that.
So imagine that feeling of being a massive Wicked fan, then going away and doing your own thing, and then eventually
It's like me with Les Mis.
landing that job, yeah.
I am such a hardcore Les Mis, like die-hard Les Mis fan, and have been since I discovered the 10th anniversary as a kid. Like that VHS was my holy grail. Like, I don't think you'll ever find a VHS more worn out than the 10th my copy of the 10th anniversary of Les Mis. So yeah, getting, like, we were talking about like phone calls the other day, getting that phone call, I think will always be like the best phone call I've ever had.
Yeah, definitely. What my proudest moment was,
yeah.
And my proudest moment, I would say, was making my Western debut years ago, because I never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Or like with, you know, as a person, like, you know, from up north, and it just seemed like a pipe dream. But when it happened, it was amazing. But my Western debut was a bit crazier than most people's, because what happened is that we were, I think we were actually the end of the first week.
This Mormon?
Yes, this Mormon. Of rehearsals. And I feel like I've told this story before.
I don't feel like I've heard this.
I apologise if I've told this story before.
You definitely haven't in these videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Getting massive deja vu, but I'll say it anyway. So, end of the first week, it's a Saturday of rehearsals, and I've been, because I was a swing, I was just concentrating on one part, because he wasn't in rehearsals, because he was already in the cast.
Yeah.
So he wasn't there, so it was good for me, so I could just concentrate on just Elder White. And it got to the end of the first week, and on the Friday, they said, guys, we're way ahead of schedule, so we'll bring you in tomorrow for Saturday rehearsals, but it's going to be a couple of hours. Like, we're not going to do a full day, it's not going to be 10 till 6, it'll probably be 10 to 1, maybe. Like, it's going to be really chilled, we're really impressed with you guys, you're doing very well, blah, 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 blah. So on that Friday night, it was my friend's birthday, and we went out for drinks, and all the Mormon boys came as well, and it ended up being quite a late night. Pretty late. Yeah. Well, not crazy late, but pretty late. And then I woke up on the Saturday, so that combination of being tired from the week and also drinking a bit on that Friday was a bit like, I was a bit groggy, but I was thinking, I've got 3 hours rehearsals, it's going to be fine, it's going to be chilled. So I get there on a Saturday morning for rehearsals, and my voice is so tired, it's not working, I suffer a bit from it's not working. So then we start singing Latter Day, which is like the really high finale, and I can sing it. In my head I'm like, oh my god, this is the thing I can't do, because everything, you know, you get in your head, don't you?
Yeah.
And we got I did the whole show, all the dance numbers, you know, in my head, and vocally I'm thinking, this is the thing I can't do now, and this is the thing I'll have to battle every night to do. because my voice wasn't working. So I go in the corner, you know, we have a little tea break, and I look around and none of the creators are there. I just see this door open in the corner, there's like an office, and they're like, Ollie, come in here. And in my head I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting fired because I can't sing Latter Day. And in my head I'm like, I can't sing Latter Day, great. And they've heard me and go, he doesn't have the range.
Yeah.
So I'm walking over, and obviously everyone just looks at me like, where's Ollie going?
Yeah.
I walk into this room, and the associate director's there, the MD, musical director, dance captain, associate choreographer, company manager, just all the bosses really.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you alright? And they're like, yeah, so, you don't have to, but the show in town is cut in terms of like, there's not enough people for the show to happen. So would you be happy and going into the West End now, jump in a cab, we'll get you a cab, it'll take you like 15 minutes to get over there, and doing Hello and 2x2 for us?
I didn't know this.
Didn't you?
No.
I'm sure I've told it. I don't know where I've told it. I must have told it on a podcast somewhere, or like some random interview. And they're like, would you want to go over and do it? And in my head I'm thinking, because they said, this is a track you've been working on.
Yeah.
It's Elder White. And that's a hello.
So was it just those two numbers?
Just those two numbers.
Right.
I'm like, but in my head I'm thinking, I can't sing today. My voice is gone.
God.
And I've got to sing the hello, like really high, like exposing bit.
Yeah.
And I just said, yeah, I'll do it. In my head I was thinking, fuck it, yeah. Like I can do it, I know I can do this. And I came out and it was like, came up to me, he's like, what's that about? I was like, I'm going on. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm going on.
So how many weeks rehearsals would you still have to go?
3.
See, that's ridiculous.
3 more weeks. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah. And obviously people in my cast have done West End shows before. Obviously it was a couple of people's West End debuts as well. And then they all clocked on. I was like, this is your West End debut, right? I was like, yeah. So they got around the piano, in the rehearsal room, like before the cab came, the black cab. I spent like 15 minutes with the MD, just going over bits, going, yeah, make sure you do that.
This was a Saturday, so were you going on for the matinee?
The matinee.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like,
so it's not even like you had a whole day to like rehearse with
I had an hour. It was like, this was about 11 o'clock.
It makes me feel sick.
And didn't have a costume, like, they had nothing. And they were like, okay, cool, jump in the cab. I went over, got there, just after warm up, and they were like, in front of the whole cast, hey everyone, this is Ollie, he's going to be in the new cast in a couple of weeks. Obviously he saved us tonight, or today,
by coming in
and doing 2x2 and Hello, because that's the thing, we have to have even numbers, as you can imagine, because it's 2x2,
yeah.
You can't really cut 2x2.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I met my dance partner, Felix Moss.
Ah,
yeah.
Felix Moose.
Yeah, because obviously 2x2, so you're doing like choreography with another person I haven't never met before. And yeah, I went upstairs, got changed, like into this costume that I guess probably wasn't mine, or bits of it were like.
They would have just yeah.
And I did it. What was like really like amazing about it was, I remember the lights being like, wow, like that is so, because I remember walking out. Obviously, I've never done it on the set.
Yeah.
On these, and I was on the platform. You know, like I don't know if you remember, but like you know those blue big things. And I just remember the lights, and I couldn't see anything in Hello, but it was so amazing. But anyway, I came off. There's a bottle of champagne on my place, but it wasn't even my place. It was someone else's place. I was just like borrowing. And the associate director and choreographer were like, "Oh my god, like thank you so much. You were amazing. Blah blah blah. Really really nice." And then the company manager just came in and was like, well, you're done now, because I think they were bringing back a swing, because he was on holiday, but he was like at home.
Yeah.
So they were going to bring back a swing for the evening. So my job was sort of done. But it was like, but you can go watch the second half or the rest of the show from the back of the stalls.
That's really cool.
So I was like, okay, that's good for me in my head, because you know it's good because I'm learning the show at the moment. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went back and just sat there and watched the show, and it was amazing. Got to the end, I was like clapping, everyone was clapping. And it was only at that moment I was like, I was in that.
Yeah.
It was really weird, but yeah, that was my proudest moment.
I can't believe I didn't know that story. How did I not know that?
I don't know, I feel like I've said it before, I don't know who to, like, I know I've said it a lot, but I feel like I've said it on one of your videos before.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Unless you didn't, I wasn't paying attention, but...
Well, let me know if you guys know. But yeah, proudest moment.
That's insane. I love those moments backstage.
Yeah.
Like, my favourite one was when one of our little Gavroches, literally 5-minute call, 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the show, Gavroche is like sick in the wings.
Yeah.
And we had no one. Like, we didn't have anyone. So they're going around all like the smallest girls in the cast being like, can you play Gavroche? And the person who ended up playing it was one of our swings, who at the time was 7 months pregnant with the baby of the guy who was playing Valjean. And there was a moment where me and Gavroche meet on the bridge, and we literally turned to each other and just went, no, absolutely not, I can't look at you, because you are a 7 months pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Playing Gavroche.
That's theatre, folks.
We had another one where the same thing happened, and it was someone different who went on as Gavroche. And someone wrote a review of the show saying, because this was a time when Gavroche went off like halfway through Act 1. And they were like, this review said, the little boy playing Gavroche was great, but sadly was taken ill halfway through the show, but the little boy who replaced him was brilliant. And it was like a 34-year-old woman.
Oh, we miss theatre.
I do miss theatre.
Yeah, we'll be back. Well, that's that. Theatre, debuts, proudest moments. These are all the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Right, have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Be safe out there. Put on sunblock today because it's pretty hot.
Usually you're like, don't.
Oh, don't go outside without sunblock if it's hot. If you live in like Iceland, might be alright.
Good advice.
High kick. Right, bye everyone.
Bye.